Hi everyone, my name is Deepthi. Welcome to Learn English with Deepthi. Today we are going to take a look at a grammar worksheet. We'll work through it together. You can also think of it as a grammar test. Please pause the questions and try to figure out the answers before you listen to my answer. So here we go. The first one is, my family and me went to the restaurant. What is wrong here? Take a look at what the subject is. My family and me, that is the subject. But look at the pronoun we are using. We are using me. Me is not a subject pronoun. Subject pronouns in English are I, you, he, she, etc. These are subject pronouns. When we use a pronoun in the subject, we have to use the subject pronoun there. So here we cannot use me because it is used as a subject. We have to put I instead. The correct answer is, my family and I went to the restaurant. They sent their son a birthday present every year. These people send their son a birthday present every year. So this happened last year, this happened this year, this will also happen next year. So this is a habitual action. When we talk about a habitual action, we cannot use the past form of the verb. We have to use the present form for habitual actions. So this sentence would correctly be, they send with a D their son a birthday present every year. I've already done a lesson about how to correctly use send and send. Please take a look at it if you haven't seen it before. I'll put the link in the description. Neither me or my sister liked the movie. Here I'm saying that I didn't like the movie and my sister didn't like the movie. So we are using neither. But take a look at what is used after neither. We are using or here. But when we use neither, it should be followed by nor. It has to be followed by nor. You cannot use or after a neither. So the sentence will correctly be, neither me nor my sister liked the movie. So please remember that whenever you use neither, it has to be followed by nor. If you use either, you can use or with it. Neither nor should go together always. I tried to advise him, but he wouldn't listen. So take a look at the advice that is used in this sentence. Look at the spelling. It's spelled with a CE. Advice with a CE is a noun. So we cannot use a noun like the way it is used in this sentence. Here we need a verb. How do we tell whether we need a noun or a verb? I'll give you an easy trick. Substitute another verb in there. I usually put tell. See if this sentence is grammatically correct if you put tell in there. If it is correct when you put tell in there, then you will need a verb there. If it is not correct with tell, then you know that you need a noun there. Let's try this sentence with tell. I tried to tell him, but he wouldn't listen. Is this correct? Yeah, this is a perfectly correct grammatical statement. So now we know that we need a verb there. How is the verb form of advice spelled? It is spelled with an SE. ADVISE. So that is the one that we should use here instead of the advice with a CE. Correctly it will be, I tried to advise, the verb form there, him, but he wouldn't listen. This one also I have made a video explaining and giving a lot of tips and tricks about this. The link will be in the description. Most of these questions are you should be able to answer if you have watched my videos till now, because I have made videos about most of these topics. He apologized at me for being late. What is wrong? We do not apologize at someone. We apologize to a person. So the correct preposition there would be, he apologized to me for doing this. Remember that apology, that verb, you apologize to someone. You apologize for something. To someone, for something. He worked at IBM for 3 years. Why is this wrong? This is wrong because take a look at the end of the sentence. For 3 years, that's a time frame. When we put a time frame, we cannot use the present simple form of the verb. He worked, that is a present simple. We cannot say that. So this sentence can be corrected in 2 ways depending on the situation. Does this person currently work at IBM? Then we can say he has worked at IBM for 3 years. What if this person has worked at IBM but he is not working there anymore? He worked there in the past. How can we say that? Then we can say he worked at IBM for 3 years. So these are the 2 ways to correct the sentence. I have a video that explains the correct tenses and tips, grammar tips for job interviews. Again, the link will be in the description. One of my friends are coming to visit me today. Many people think that this is correct because friends are followed by are. Friends are. That is correct, right? But the friends is not the subject here. The subject is one of my friends. One of my friends means I have many friends. I'm talking about one of them. So this is not a plural subject. One friend is coming. It's not are coming. The correct form of this kind of usage is one of is always followed by a plural noun. Here we have friends, right? And it is followed by a singular verb afterwards. In some cases, we do use a plural verb after one of. I'm going to make a detailed lesson about it. Please check back in 1 or 2 weeks for that lesson. So this sentence would be correctly, one of my friends is coming to visit me. Mr. Jimmy is a nice guy. So here the problem is that we are saying Mr. Jimmy. Jimmy it's obvious that it is a first name, right? It's not somebody's last name. So when you use just a first name, we cannot use a title with it. Mr., Mrs., Miss, any of these titles cannot be used when you just use the first name. You can just say Mr. Jimmy Connors is correct, but when you say just Jimmy, it is wrong to use a title or an honorific with the first name alone. When you coming to visit me? This question is wrong because it doesn't follow the correct format of a WH question. The correct format of a WH question is the WH word followed by an auxiliary verb, then the subject, then the main verb, and then the rest of the question. So here let's take a look. When you coming? So here you is the subject, coming is the main verb. What is missing here? Then auxiliary verb is missing. When an auxiliary verb is missing like this, we have to put an auxiliary verb. Usually we put do. But when the main verb is in an ing form, like here the main verb is coming, right? It's a C-O-M-I-N-G, coming. It's in the ing form. In cases like this, we have to put a form of the auxiliary verb be. So look at the subject. With you, the correct form of be is are. You are. I am. He or she is. The correct question is, when are you coming to visit me? What would you like for dessert? Look at the last word, D-E-S-E-R-T. It's used as a noun here. But this spelling, D-E-S-E-R-T with one S, means a hot, dry, sandy place like the Sahara Desert or the Arabian Desert. That's not the meaning we want here, right? The meaning we want is what? A sweet dish that we eat after a meal. How is that word spelled? It's spelled with two S's, D-E-S-S-E-R-T, and it is pronounced differently too. It's not pronounced desert, it's pronounced dessert, dessert. So this sentence will correctly become, what would you like for dessert? We use the word with two S's, D-E-S-S-E-R-T. That's the correct word to use here. So most of the topics in this grammar worksheet are the ones I've already taught. I've already done lessons about the correct ways to use send and send, easy tips and tricks to use advise and advise correctly, the difference between desert and dessert, the question, what is the number one mistake about making WH questions. I go into very much detail about correctly forming WH questions, how to correctly use English titles, honorifics like Mr., Mrs., Miss. All of these are lessons I've covered. So please take a look at my channel if you haven't, and subscribe if you like the content. Thank you for watching.